To Better in Green. We have a full Saturday of college football action coming at your guys' way. Couple really big games. We did break down the top 5 ranked games. That is over on our channel. If you want a more in-depth um, prediction of those games, you can go check our channel there. But basically, today we go through just like every other Saturday and sometimes Sundays and Mondays. We pretty much go through the slate, talk about games we like, games we don't like, and basically it's me and Ethan picking each other's brains, seeing if we can align in some bets, seeing if we can talk each other off on some bets, and that's basically what we do here. So I do have a couple bets locked in. One, two, three, four, five, six. I have 7 bets locked in as of right now. Might be adding a couple more. Well, who am I kidding? I will be adding a couple more. But super excited for this week of college football. We have a lot of really good games. I'm pretty nervous about my boys in blue starting here in about an hour and 50 minutes. They host Washington. We'll get into that game in a second. We will talk a little bit about NHL as well. Again, NHL is just starting back up, so it's still a little difficult to bet. We do have baseball. We have one more game tomorrow, potentially a couple more games. But yeah, exciting time. I'm happy to be here. And NFL, as always, starting tomorrow. We did break down the entire Week 7 NFL slate over on our page as well. If you want every single breakdown of every single NFL game, that is over on Better in Green at YouTube. But Ethan, welcome. How are you feeling heading into this weekend of college football?
Yeah, feeling pretty good. Had some time now to dive in. I know when we filmed our Power 4 picks, I was telling you that I had like basically an hour under my belt of looking at college football just with traveling this week. Just didn't have the time like I normally do. But yeah, feeling good. Got a win last night with Louisville plus the points. No sweat. They were leading the entire game. So, nice to be 1-0 after a Friday game. I only have one play locked in so far. I will have more. Eyeing like maybe 3 or 4. Just haven't pulled the trigger yet. Haven't locked them in. But yeah, feeling good about this card. I can't believe it's week 8, but we say that every single week. It just flies by. But looking forward to another good day of college football. Great hockey slate. Like you said, we'll get into that a little bit. No baseball today, but really pumped that the Dodgers beat out the Brewers. That was the team that I was most worried about. I do have quite a bit of money riding on their championship future. So hoping the Dodgers can get that done. But yeah, looking forward to college football more than anything today.
Yeah. Also, probably the craziest single game stat line, definitely playoff stat line, but probably single game stat line as well for Shohei Ohtani last night. 3 for 3 with 3 home runs. Also pitched 6 innings with 10 strikeouts and 2 hits and 0 earned runs. So we'll never see anything like that again, even if he does gamble on his own games. But let's start into the college football. As always, we go time slot to time slot. So we're going to start at noon Eastern time. Pretty good noon slates. Again, my boys in blue do play there. We'll talk about them in a second. Let's talk about the one ranked game. We have number 10 LSU at number 17 Vanderbilt. This is a game we broke down over on Power 4 picks. I'm going to be honest. I've locked in Vandy, and I'm staying true to my Vandy ways. I think Vandy is 100% live to win this game. Obviously, they're the favorite, but they're minus 125 on the money line, or you can get a minus 2.5 at minus 105. That's an absolute scam. So just take the money line there. But I'm not sold on LSU at all. Again, I don't want to talk too much about this game because we have talked about it already, but I'm pretty heavily committed to Vanderbilt. Already locked in my bet on them this morning. How about you?
Yeah, nothing's changed for me. I like Vanderbilt in this game as well. A lot of games to go over, so I'll just keep that one short. Have not locked in Vandy, but that likely will be a play. But yeah, for a deeper analysis, we do have our Power 4 picks out on YouTube right now.
Yep. And that's going over all 5 ranked games today.
Yep.
Or ranked, yeah. A game that I really love that we have not talked about. I did mention it a little bit on Power 4 picks, but this is number 12 Georgia Tech at Duke. This line has moved from, I think it was at 1.5 to 3 in favor of Duke, who is unranked. They are at home, but they're facing the 12th ranked Georgia Tech, undefeated Georgia Tech team. So simply the line doesn't make any sense. And one of the guys we follow on Twitter did just come out and say Duke is receiving both money and the bets, which is a little, I just don't know why it's getting so much betting percentages, because I feel like people would be all over Georgia Tech here, especially at the +3 now. We're seeing major reverse line movement, or not reverse line movement, moving with the line, I guess, since it's public. But yeah, I'm pretty high on Duke. Also have this one locked in. I had them at the money line. I got their money line at -125 early in the week. They're -166 now, or on DraftKings, but I still like it. I'm all over Duke. I, I yeah, I don't know what's going on with Georgia Tech. Are they just a little? I know they're a little overrated. I don't think they're really the 12th ranked team in the country, but yeah, I guess people are exposing Georgia Tech this week, and even if it is public, I do think Duke is the right play. Again, just the money line for me. If you want to take the points, I would be a little cautious because it's gone up like a point and a half since it opened on Monday.
Yeah, smart call getting in early on that game. I unfortunately did not. But I had a boost, so I locked it in. I got -119 boosted, but it was like, yeah, +1 or minus, sorry. I got -119. It was like -156 or something. Um, so we're in play on Duke as well. Yeah, I am high on Georgia Tech. I don't know if I've said it on the show or on Power 4 or anything, but I think I was telling my buddies before the Clemson win that I actually thought Georgia Tech would probably win the ACC this year, and that was when Florida State was still undefeated and good. Before Clemson really started shitting the bed, before Syracuse lost. What's his name over there? But yeah, I do like Georgia Tech, but it's the fishy line. We always take that winless or unranked team, especially at home against a ranked team, especially a high ranked team almost into the top 10. But yeah, a little worried that tickets are coming in on Duke. I thought Georgia Tech would be the public side, but I do use CBS Sports to track public and sharp, and I know it's not extremely accurate. I cross examine multiple sites, but oh no, never mind, that just flipped. Well, they were showing that Georgia Tech was public. Now they're showing Duke. So yeah, I don't know. I still think Duke's the side. I mean, you and I both took money line. I know technically the public side would be laying the 3 points where, you could have gotten it way much better line earlier in the week. So I don't know. They're not getting the best of the number. I guess you and I both have a playable price on the money line. We'll see how it shakes out. But, it wouldn't be a college football Saturday if you and I weren't taking the unranked team as the favorite against the ranked team. So it's kind of just a system at this point that you just got to
Yeah.
take them all.
If it makes you feel better, on DraftKings, their little betting percentages, which is probably BS, but they have 78% of the bets on Georgia Tech money line, 72% of the bets on Georgia Tech +3. DraftKings is also a super public book as well, but that could maybe help you a little bit,
Yep.
or feel a little bit more confident on that. God, I'm still diving into this game. I got about an hour 45 to figure this one out. And it's Michigan Washington. And again, I am super biased towards Michigan. I'm very nervous about this game. There is, I think it's been confirmed, a lot of locker room issues, especially after that loss. I think there's a lot of finger pointing. I think there's a team meeting where coaches were yelling at players, players yelling at coaches, coaches yelling at coaches. One of those situations for Michigan, which is, how do you say this? Not good at all. Um, and now they play a 5-1 Washington team that looked phenomenal last week. Their quarterback threw for 400 yards, ran for 140. I mean, also a Washington team that beat Michigan last year. Also a Washington team that is still maybe a little upset for Michigan beating them in the national championship game 2 years ago. So it's just a really bad spot, to be completely honest, for Michigan. And I have lost all confidence in them, which is good. I just wish they didn't play someone this good after a terrible loss where I completely gave up on the team. So I am going to find a way to take Michigan. I have them in a round robin, which doesn't really count, but kind of. I don't feel great about the game. I think Washington is just as good as Michigan. I don't trust Michigan's defense. I don't trust Michigan's offense. I obviously don't trust the coaches. So I don't know. I don't really have much. I'm very nervous about this game. I'll find some capacity to bet Michigan. I just don't know what it is yet. And yeah, that's about it for that. Do you have anything, any lean to help me out a little bit?
I don't. I mean, maybe the slightest lean on Michigan, but I never like now that the Big Ten is covers the entire country. I
Yeah.
never like the West Coast traveling east or the East Coast traveling west. I always look to my first look is always to back the home team in that scenario. Even Washington 2 weeks ago went and beat Maryland at Maryland, but they didn't cover that spread. They won by 4, spread was 5.5. So yeah, they got the outright win. They didn't cover. I would lean Michigan minus the points at the big house. I think it's a good advantage for them being at home, early start time for Washington as well. That's 9 a.m. body clock their time. Um, that being said, I hope Michigan just has a dog fight. 4 overtimes. This game lasts deep into the night. Um, just dog tired playing Michigan State because that's the only game that matters on state schedule moving forward. So
God, that's such a
after next week, it's basketball season full blown. Um, well, it would be nice to finally get a win. I don't even remember the last time State beat Michigan.
I think it's Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, yep, yeah. God, that was years ago. So yeah, I think Michigan wins. I think I just hope they really enjoy that win and take State lightly.
God,
After
that's
they get blown out by 40 against
gonna be
Indiana.
such a bad spot for Michigan next week. That's all State cares about.
Oh,
That's
they're gonna get smacked by Indiana.
oh boy, yeah, that's bad. The rest at noon. I do have one other noon play. I'm just gonna jump around here. I was tailing a guy, and it seemed like a lot of guys are on this team, and I don't have a whole lot of reasoning, but I'll just give it out. I am on CMU +4. I got them at +4. They're +3.5 now against Bowling Green. Don't really know the reasoning for that. I'm just basically tailing someone. And that's all I have at noon. I know there's a couple other games. We have Army and Tulane. We have Baylor, TCU, Arizona, Houston, UConn, Boston College. I think people liked Arizona from what I remember. And I think people like Baylor. Baylor? Really know her. Yeah, I don't. I might. I remember seeing something either in that Arizona Houston game or that Baylor TCU game that was intriguing to me. But as of right now, no bet for me. Again, I have a really crappy bet CMU +4 at Bowling Green, but we can probably skip past that one because I don't really know the reasoning for that. Do you have anything at noon you want to talk about?
Well, I hate to even say this live. It's such a rookie mistake by me, but I'm just now realizing or remembering, I guess, that UMass is in the MAC.
Are they?
Yeah,
When was that?
I don't. I'm just going through the MAC standings, and boom, there's UMass.
Holy hell! Good for them.
Okay, well that caught me by surprise. I probably should have known that, I guess, but I I mean, just based off
You
scheduling spot, based on schedule alone, I would lean Central. They're off a loss and a bye, which I think is a positive. They have UMass on deck at home for CMU, so no look ahead whatsoever there. Bowling Green is off a win against Toledo, which I know Toledo's having a bit of a down year, but just the last few years they've kind of been the top notch team in the MAC. So probably a good win there for Bowling Green. They have Kent State on deck though, not a big look ahead the spot there, but I would lean Central just with the spot. And then I know you mentioned a couple other games. I have nothing on Baylor TCU. I know that's kind of a big game, but I don't really like anything. Houston, Arizona, same. I have nothing. The one that is sticking out, which is just weird, and it has just flipped, but Boston College is just a 1.5 point home underdog against UConn. UConn 4-2. Boston College 1-5.
Yeah.
Boston College hasn't won since week 1. So, that was fishy. I don't think I'll play Boston College. They were -1.5 this morning, so it has flipped. But I don't know. Just a spread that sticks out. A 1-5 team being basically a pick 'em over a 4-2.
Yeah, I saw that too. I Boston College. I have Arizona. Are two potential games, but I'm probably not going to do it. I'm honestly probably just going to throw my last whatever I have in the account on some bullshit Michigan bet. But yeah, that's good. Do you have anything? Again, just going down the slate. We're in the weird time slot now, the 12:45 to 3. I know we have South Carolina hosting Oklahoma. Oklahoma 4-point road favorite there. I haven't even looked at that game. I don't even remember seeing that game. I got nothing. I'm interested to see how Oklahoma responds. They look like dog crap last week against Texas. And then South Carolina did not look fantastic either, but only lost 10 points to LSU. Yeah, I'm not seeing much here. You have anything?
I lean South Carolina, but I think they are both a sharp and public dog, which always makes me a little bit nervous. But basically, Oklahoma, I think that was a understated game against Texas. You know, they always want to win that Red River shootout there, and yeah, I just think it's a bigger loss than maybe what it seems when Texas was unranked at the time. And now, you know, they're at South Carolina, back-to-back road games. Their remaining schedule is 5th ranked Ole Miss, 11th Tennessee, 6th Alabama, 16th Missouri, 10th LSU. So 5 teams all basically within the top 15 in the country. So I just think it's maybe not the best spot for Oklahoma, but at the same time, I could see Oklahoma saying, you know, we have a gauntlet ahead, off a loss, absolutely need this win. So I'll probably stick away. I would lean South Carolina with everybody else in the country, but that's probably why I'm going to stay off it.
Yeah, I didn't even remember seeing this game on the slate. So news to me that these teams are even. But yeah, I don't really like South Carolina. Hopefully Oklahoma wins for Michigan's sake. But
It's a
yeah,
weird start time for a pretty big game.
the SEC always has a weird one. I think they always have a 12:45 game,
Yeah,
and it's
that's true.
really weird.
That's true.
And it seems like it's always Missouri's playing at 12:45.
Yep.
It's somewhat weird. We have West Virginia UCF. I got nothing there. Then 2 MAC games. I got nothing.
Nope.
Okay, that brings us to 3 o'clock. Go ahead.
Our boys at Colgate, road favorites, 5.5.
Who are they playing?
Georgetown. I'm
Oh,
not
it's-
playing it. Just stuck out. They're
Can't see those guys.
2-4 on the road against 3-3 with a 5.5 point favorite, but not taking it. Can't sweat Colgate again.
Freaking toothpaste. Can you stop, please? We got 3 o'clock. I do have quite a bit of bets at 3:30. Starting with a really ugly Big Ten one. 2 bottom feeders. We have Purdue at Northwestern. Northwestern coming off that win at Happy Valley, which was the finalizing touch to getting Franklin canned at Penn State. But started that was the Oregon game, then the UCLA game, and then they lose to Northwestern. But yeah, Northwestern's probably high and mighty right now. They're hosting a Purdue team, which is not very good. But I am gonna hope that Northwestern put in a big old emotional strain in that win against Penn State and feel pretty good about themselves. Now they host, like I said, really bad Purdue. I think this is a good spot for Purdue. So I have Purdue at the +3.5. It's +3 now, but I think Purdue is going to keep it close and maybe even win the game outright.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. My only worry is it's just a historically bad Northwestern team that, you know, I just don't know how they're going to bounce back after a big win. But you'd have to imagine not great. I mean, they have Nebraska on deck, a ranked opponent. Well, probably not next week now that they just lost last night, but USC after that as well. So, yeah, maybe they think they can play with the big boys now. You know, they have been kind of impressive. They beat UCLA before UCLA really turned things around, fired their coach and everything. But yeah, maybe Northwestern comes in fat and sassy in this game and overlooks Purdue, looks ahead to Nebraska. I think that's definitely viable. You know, it's tough to back Purdue, especially on the road, but I think I'll be there with you. I think I'll back Purdue.
I love it. It's ugly, but I don't know. These I feel like Purdue can hang with anyone, especially Northwestern, and it is kind of a rivalry, right? They're just a couple hours apart. So
Yeah.
yeah, hopefully they get up for it and hopefully they catch Northwestern a little off guard. I do have a bet, again, not a whole lot of reasoning, but I just tailing some guys that I follow. Troy at Louisiana Monroe. I am taking UL Monroe on the spread. I wish I had more reasoning for that game. I am seeing some money coming in on ULM. But besides that, And besides some people that I trust taking it, I don't have a whole lot of reasoning for that one. But yeah, Louisiana Monroe, I have them at the +6. Looks like they're +5.5 now against Troy. Again, no reasoning, just basically following a guy that I trust. Anything else before we get to 3:30? Action pack 3:30.
I did actually look at that Troy UL Monroe game. Troy is off back-to-back overtime wins, so could be a tough spot for Troy. So I'd probably lean ULM too. And then I think you're talking up until 3:30.
I haven't started 3:30 yet.
Okay, yeah, I'm
Okay.
good to start at 3:30.
Okay. 3:30 is where the fun begins for the rest of the evening. Um, we do have college game days. Game is at 3:30 with what is it at? Georgia hosting Ole Miss. Still don't know what I'm gonna do with this game. I think I'm gonna stay away, to be completely honest with you. Ole Miss off of a ugly win by 3 points where they could have lost against Washington State. Georgia off a game where they definitely could have lost against Auburn. Now Georgia is a 7-point home favorite. Ole Miss hasn't lost. Georgia lost to Bama. I think Georgia, and the spread's indicating it as well. I think Georgia is a better team. I think Georgia outclasses Ole Miss in regards to football ability. Probably not the ability to wear a polo, but yeah, I lean Georgia pretty heavily. I just don't think I could bet it. It feels like a game. It's like I said on our Power 4 pick show. Again, this is a game where I talked about. So I should probably wrap this up, but I feel like Ole Miss wins outright or Georgia wins by 20. I don't think there's even in between there where it's going to be, oh, Georgia's almost covering. I think it's going to be a Georgia blowout or an Ole Miss upset, and I can't decipher which one it's going to be. I lean to Georgia, but I'm ultimately going to stay away. That was a long preview for a game we already talked about. I apologize, but if you want the full preview, that is over on our page, Better in Green. What do you got?
I hate to do it to you, but I think Georgia's my favorite play of the day.
God damn it. That is not what I wanted to hear.
I'll leave it at that.
Quick breakdown. 7 or -7?
Yeah, I like Georgia. I think they roll. And this is, I gained that confidence in Georgia after, because Ole Miss and Miami are like two peas in a pod for me. I was just like, these teams are not as good as advertised. Watching Louisville do what they did to Miami last night, that gave me all the confidence that Georgia at home can go just freaking steamroll this Ole Miss team.
Damn it. Okay. I have it written down. I'm going to be staring at it for the next 90 minutes. Not exactly what I wanted to hear, but it is what it is. That's why we get on here. A&M and Arkansas. I'm seeing heavy action on Arkansas in this game. A&M's number 4 in the country. I think they're slightly overrated. I'm not seeing really any money movement on a picket, but I'm seeing quite a bit of guys over on Action backing the Razorbacks. I would lean Arkansas basically just for that reasoning, and like I said, I do think A&M's a slightly overrated. Actually, definitely overrated. I think they'll probably finish like top 15, but they're number 4 in the country right now. That's absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, geez, I have 6 people on Arkansas spread, 0 on the Aggies of A&M. Oh boy, yeah. I mean, I'm probably gonna add Arkansas, unfortunately.
I think I like Arkansas a lot too. A&M has LSU on deck, no bye week, on the road. The first of 3 straight road games at LSU, at Missouri, off a fairly decent win against Florida. Beat Mississippi State before that, Auburn before that. So 3 straight conference wins, beat Notre Dame before that. So just kind of feels like, those were 3 conference home wins for them. It's the first time hitting the road since September 13th. That's over a month ago. You don't love the spot for A&M. And then Arkansas, I mean, they have 2 SEC games under their belt, both road games at Ole Miss, at Tennessee. Lost to Ole Miss by 7 or 6, lost to Tennessee by 3. So they covered this 7.5 in both of those. Those were both on the road. Now they're at home. Their other losses, Notre Dame, no shame in that. They did get blown out, but Notre Dame is I heard from some of the guys I listened to who are very well tied in with Vegas, Notre Dame is the 3rd highest power rated team in the country behind Alabama and Ohio State. Memphis. They lost by 1 point to Memphis. Memphis now in the top 25 rankings, undefeated on the season. Yeah, I think Arkansas, I just checked too, they have had the third toughest schedule in all of college football this year, so they're well tested. Yeah, I think it's too many points over a touchdown at home. I will be on Arkansas.
Yeah, I just locked it in. I heard enough.
Yep.
Arkansas, I got my plus 7.5. I think that's a fine number there. Beautiful. Beautiful. There's a bet locked in. Georgia's still a big question mark for me, but I got it written down. Ohio State, Wisconsin. I mean, this Wisconsin team's dog shit. 24.5. Thanks, Vegas, for that crap line. I got nothing. Maybe the over, it's at 41.5. I mean, what do they think it's going to be? 34-0, which definitely could happen. But yeah, I mean, that just looks like a game that I don't want to bet or honestly watch. 93% is on the over of 41.5. Maybe it's an underplay. Also, if you want to hate your life, Wisconsin's team total, I think, is at 7.5 at plus 105.
Really?
Yeah, I got nothing. Ohio State, Wisconsin. I think it's going to be a 34-3 type of game based on that over and that spread, but nothing worth betting for me.
So I don't know if I'll get there, but I kind of talked myself into liking Wisconsin a lot. And it's simply just they're at home. Ohio State off the big road win against Illinois. They have Penn State on deck, which at one point was obviously a huge game. They do have a bye before that, though, because, of course, college football would give them a bye before Penn State. But to me, this is just like well, first off, Wisconsin got shut out last week by Iowa, which just a terrible loss. And you just got to figure at home, too. You got to figure a school like Wisconsin just has to have some, I guess, dignity in themselves to come out and not get completely embarrassed in this game. They have Oregon on deck, which is tough, but I don't know. I think a team like Wisconsin at home, who has had really good teams in the past, who is not used to being this bad of a team, I just feel like they're going to put their best effort forward here against Ohio State and not get completely embarrassed. And I think you're probably getting a decent line because of how shitty they looked last week. So, like, I could see this being like a 3-point Ohio State win.
Like kind of like the Ohio State, Nebraska last year.
Yeah. Or like Ole Miss, Washington State last week.
Okay.
I might bet Wisconsin. How gross is that? I think I'm gonna do it.
Okay. Let me quickly check.
I should know this. Is it Fickle? Is that Wisconsin's coach?
Yeah, Lucas.
Luke Fickle. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I just feel like he's gonna have. Yeah.
It's his old school.
Kind of like it.
Where is this freaking? Yeah, I mean, I love an underdog, but I also liked Wisconsin last week against Ohio State, and they lost 30-0 or whatever it was.
Yeah, that was tough. Oh, Wisconsin does have the 9th toughest strength of schedule, but Ohio State's 21st. So
yeah, I'll look into it.
It's gonna be gross. That's one where I'm just gonna have it on the TV, or have it locked in, watching other games, and then I'm just checking every hour just to make sure it's not dead.
Which it could, when it's 21-0 at half, you're gonna be sweating pretty hard, and then watch it be like 34-7 or 31-7. You're like, oh, we covered.
Yeah, this is gonna be the one where Ohio State covers and Wisconsin hits their team total. When I tried taking Kent State team total against Oklahoma, and they covered and didn't score a point.
It's your payback game. Let's continue down the slate. Michigan, Indiana, 27.5 point favorite for IU, over under 49.5. I mean, I usually would take Michigan State in this situation because it's an emotional win for Indiana. Coming off emotional win, there's an emotional hangover usually. Don't know if I can. The 27.5 is appetizing because of how gross it is, but I think I'm ultimately going to be rooting for Michigan State and honestly probably not even have it on the screen, but I don't think I can get behind betting Sparty there.
Yeah, I can't either. My gut tells me Sparty might cover this game, but now Signetti inked in the new contract that kind of throws a wrench into things. I feel like he's the type of guy that's gonna be like a rah rah type thing instead of like a letdown. Like, hey, I got paid, now I don't have to do anything. Um, I thought Indiana was in a horrible spot last year against Michigan State at Michigan State. They won 47-10. That game was over before it even started. So, yeah, I don't. The spot's probably not great for Indiana here, but yeah, I just don't know if I can gut out Michigan State. So,
I'm also kind of thinking that Indiana might be immune to these hangover spots. Like they were completely fine. We're going to back them after Illinois. They were completely fine. We were going to back them ahead of Illinois for a look ahead spot. They were completely fine. Maybe they're just a team that just don't, I don't know. But yeah, I'll be rooting for Michigan State. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I honestly can't stand Kurt Signetti, even though he's a fantastic coach. I think he's an asshole. So I'm kind of hoping for his demise, low key. Nothing else for 3:30. Again, we have a Clemson SMU game that I haven't even looked into, but don't like. Uh, Wyoming Air Force, Coastal and App State, Texas State, Marshall, ODU, JMU, UNLV, Boise State. That spread's crazy. You see that spread?
yeah, I was
UNLV
gonna
is undefeated, and Boise State's 4-2, and they're 13-point favorites.
yeah,
What's going on there?
yeah.
Ugh, fuck. Am I taking Boise?
The only reason I'm staying off of Boise is because I just think there's still some public love from their playoff push last year.
Yeah. I kind of hope that died when they lost at USF, but now
And
USF ranked.
it probably did, but that's just like in my head. Like when I look at SMU Clemson, I'm kind of thinking the same thing with SMU. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they stick out to me, so I just wonder if they stick out to other people as well. I won't give much analysis, but I am a little bit tempted to jump back in on North Texas after their Friday night beatdown last week, -4.5 at home against UTSA, but not going to play it. But I do like North Texas a lot. That's a fun team.
They're a fun team with a defense equivalent to Colgate's, but that was a very frustrating game to bet and watch.
What would that total be? Colgate and
probably just try like
87
I don't know, 129.5 or something. Dude, phenomenal offense from the Mean Green. Just USF could do whatever they wanted there. Yeah, I got nothing else. 3:30. I do have a 4:00 game. Ooh, it's +7 now. Really? I have Arizona State plus the 8.5, which is +7 now. They're hosting Texas Tech. I do have Arizona State on the money line in my round robin. Not sold on Texas Tech. I know they have. I just seen all this. Well, I guess it's not a home game for them. I see there's all this stuff with Texas Tech. They're throwing tortillas on the field or something. They're getting fined for it, and I don't know. Anyways, I don't think Texas Tech is fantastic. I know you're higher on Texas Tech than I am, but Arizona State spread and Arizona State money line on the round robin. I kind of love ASU in this game.
Yeah, I don't have a side either way. One thing that I've kind of just thought about this week, I mentioned it a ton when we talked about Alabama, but I feel like the market has just finally kind of caught up to some of these good teams where the spreads this week are like you're not getting much value on Texas Tech or Alabama or Ohio State. I just feel like this week is finally these teams are being priced, I think, where they should be. So I'd probably lean Arizona State just because I don't think there's any value laying more than a touchdown with Texas Tech on the road. But yeah, I like your 8.5 a lot. I just don't know if I can get involved at 7 now.
Yeah, not gonna lie to you, I bought it up to 8.5 because I missed it as well. I think I got it at -150. Just a terrible bet, but I wanted to get in on the action.
Yep.
There was another one. Mississippi State, Florida. kind of like Mississippi State. I think this is a game Napier could get fired, but seeing it's pretty public, so I'm not going to back it. And I got nothing until 7-ish. Do you have anything in between that time?
Uh, I agree with Mississippi State, but at the end of the day, I just think Florida can turn it on
Yeah.
at any time. I mean, they haven't really shown that they can, but I feel like they can. And I just am not a believer in Mississippi State at all. So I'm not going to touch that game. UAB catching 21.5 at home against Memphis now that Memphis is in the rankings and Memphis has South Florida on deck. Kind of intriguing, but again, don't know if I'll get there just because I don't know jack shit about UAB
The
this
Dragons.
season. Yeah. Typically, I mean, they've been decent in the past where I've kind of followed a little bit, but this year haven't watched a single game. And then I think that is going to do it till 6:30 Oregon Rutgers.
Yeah, Oregon Rutgers 6:30 is. I don't know. I got nothing. I lean the over here. Rutgers is not the Rutgers as of years past with a solid defense and a crappy offense. They got an offense that can still score and a defense that loves to allow opponents to score. So again, a really good bounce back game, I think, for Oregon. Unfortunately, it's all the way to freaking New Jersey. It's got to be their furthest travel of the year. So that's definitely nervous to travel about. It's keeping me off Oregon, but yeah, I'm interested to see how Oregon responds. I think they could just light these guys up, but I don't want to bet on a team that just traveled 3,000 miles after losing a game at home for the first time in God knows when. So I'm going to stay off it, but intrigued to see how that game matches up.
Yeah, I have absolutely nothing on that game, so I'll just pass it. Not sure if you can see 6:30. We also have Washington State, Virginia.
Nope.
Okay.
But I saw it on action. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and maybe this is just because I'm having FOMO from missing out on Washington State last week, but I like Washington State again, plus 17.5. Virginia is off back-to-back overtime wins. Florida State, which we saw on that Friday night where I know you were on Virginia. I can't remember if I was or not. And then Louisville last week on the road. Now home to play Washington State, a team that does not matter in the slightest. And then they're on the road playing North Carolina, which I know North Carolina sucks, but it is Bill Belichick, a big storyline team coming into the year where, they would have been more of a circled game than Washington State or probably Cal after that, or some of these other teams on the schedule. So, yeah, I think Virginia just tries to get in, get out with a win. 17.5 feels like too many. My only reason for probably not playing this is I just feel like I might have missed Washington State last week. And now it just feels like I'm chasing, trying to cash the ticket that I missed. And I don't know, that just doesn't sound like a profitable strategy.
Yeah. No, I'm kicking myself for not backing Washington State last week. Ole Miss was completely looking ahead and took that game for granted. And wish they pulled off the upset. That would have been lovely. But I got nothing. I'm seeing a lot of people taking Kentucky hosting Texas. Texas off that big win against Oklahoma, where I wouldn't say Texas looked phenomenal. Their defense just looked great, and John Material looked like ass. So still got the win, 23-6 against Oklahoma, who was top 6 team in the country. So Texas is back in the rankings at number 21. They're traveling to a very pesky Kentucky team, maybe one of the worst teams in the SEC, but still a scary team that can upset guys. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people taking Kentucky spread. I'm seeing the line drop the whole point, was at 13.5 down to 12.5. I'm very intrigued, and Kentucky might get there on the spread.
Yeah, I lean Kentucky, but I'm not going to get there. Texas has Mississippi State on deck, and then it's Vanderbilt, Georgia. I really wish Vanderbilt or Georgia was next on deck, and I probably would have got there with Kentucky. But to me, Texas, they obviously had the 2 slip-up games. Ohio State, I guess that's not really a slip-up. Florida was probably a slip-up game, but that was on the road. I just think Texas coming into the year, obviously, were national championship contenders, and, that was their goal. They absolutely cannot lose the rest of the way here. They need to win out. Probably get themselves into the SEC title game and potentially win that. I just think, there's just too much on the line for Texas. Kentucky's just not good. They don't have a look ahead spot, so I'll probably stay off, but could be a letdown early for Texas. So I would lean Kentucky, but I'm not going to play it.
Yeah, that's good advice because I'm gonna have too much open anyway, so I'll stay off that bad boy. Penn State, Iowa, no bet for me. I'm interested to see how Penn State responds with I don't even know who their interim head coach is. Uh, Iowa off a big win against Wisconsin. Iowa's -3. I mean, you're getting a huge discount on Penn State right now, getting a +3, but no Drew Aller, which again I think is a uh, good for Penn State. They're just going to start new here, new coach, new quarterback. I just don't want to bet them in this. I lean them. I just don't want to bet them in this situation. I think it's kind of a wait and see what happens. I'll be kicking myself when they win this game outright by 20 points, but I'm heavily leaning Penn State. I just wish they didn't fire their coach and get their quarterback injured last week.
Yeah, I think for the third week in a row, I'm going to play Penn State. And
That's where I'm
third
leaning.
week in a row? Fourth week in a row. No. Third week in the last 4 weeks. I think I'll be on Penn State. And my reasoning is, first off, yes, I know obviously Franklin gone and Aller out. That's like obviously the massive storyline, but there's still so much NFL talent on Penn State that Iowa does not have, certainly. Not only that, but now it's a change in both head coach and quarterback. Like, what was Iowa doing this week? You have a coach who you've never seen run plays, run a scheme. You have a quarterback that's probably never played. I don't even know who it is. Like, how do you even prep for this? So I think Iowa's going to be caught off guard regardless of what Penn State brings out, because I just don't even think they could prep for whatever Penn State's going to bring at them. Penn State is on the road, which I like after all this turmoil. I don't think you want to be at home with your home fans.
It's a hostile
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah, I mean, they probably couldn't wait to get on that bus and get off campus. So I think that's positive. They have a bye on deck, so getting a win going into the bye, because then they have Ohio State, Indiana after that. I think that's a big need for Penn State. And then the cherry on top is Iowa couldn't have looked any better last week, 37-0 against Wisconsin. Now they have Penn State, probably feeling really good about themselves, thinking there was no way they could beat Penn State coming into the year, and now they're favorites. Yeah, I think Penn State's the play, and it's absolutely disgusting. The one fear is, did Penn State just quit? Because a lot of these players have NIL money. A lot of them obviously are here to win a national championship, and that's blown up and gone. A lot of them also probably there to play for James Franklin, again, blown up and gone. So that's the one fear. They could just quit on the season completely. Iowa could go blow them out. I'm going to bank on the latter, that there's still too much talent on the team. Iowa has no clue what to prep for. Bye on deck. Iowa couldn't have looked any better last week. I'm going to play Penn State.
Do you like Penn State money line?
I do, but that's not necessarily my style, I guess. I'm just going to take the points.
Okay.
I just hate when...
Tell me you don't got any balls.
Yeah, I don't. I really don't. I can't handle when, like, I could go 17-0 today, 17-1 today, and lose Penn State money line. And if Penn State lost by like 1 or 2 points, it would just drive me up a wall forever. I cannot deal with that. So I just take the points.
That's fair. Maryland, UCLA. Can UCLA win 3 in a row? I need Maryland to actually no, we already bought our tickets. So Maryland can do whatever the hell they want. Actually, let's have Maryland win. So this game is more and more interesting. Michigan, Maryland, week before Ohio State, always a terrible game for Michigan, but take Maryland spread in that game, by the way. I kind of lean Maryland on the spread. It's kind of a small line. They're +3. They're traveling across the country. I know UCLA has won 2 games in a row against Penn State, against Michigan State. I don't know. Not a game I'm interested in. So I'll stop talking about that. I got nothing until the 2 big boy games.
Yeah, I'd maybe lean small on UCLA, but I don't think there's any value after their last 2 wins. But again, it's the East Coast team traveling out west. I feel like UCLA, like, this team should be good. They should have been good. And I was worried coming in because I just thought Nico didn't give a damn about football. He was just chasing money, which I think kind of came to fruition. But now with the coaching change, maybe Nico does care a little bit more. Whatever they're doing has gotten them right. So I think they're, like, talent-wise, probably closer to a 4-2 team than a 2-4. So it wouldn't shock me to see UCLA kind of roll through the end of their season. I know they still have Indiana, Nebraska, Ohio State, USC. It wouldn't shock me if they caught Indiana or potentially Ohio State. Probably not, but definitely Nebraska, USC. I think UCLA could end like a 7-win team, make a bowl game still, and look pretty good. So I would lean UCLA. But yeah, not going to play that one as well. And then, yeah, I think I'm good for the big boy games.
All right. Another ranked game, number 20 USC at number 13 Notre Dame. Good old rivalry game here. Not the game of big noon kickoff because, yeah, that makes sense because Notre Dame's not even on Fox anyways. But still a really big game, big rivalry game. The tush push or the bush push back in 2005. I think that happened like 20 years ago, 3 days ago.
Yep.
Was the anniversary of that. So pretty big rivalry game. Notre Dame's all the way up to a 10.5 point favorite now. When we were talking about this on Power 4 picks, they were 9.5. So you already got a whole another point in favor of Notre Dame. I'm still on Notre Dame. I got a boost here. DraftKings is giving me a 50% boost for a single or same game. So I'm going to single it. Max bet $50. 50% boost.
Wow.
I mean, I'm probably going to take Notre Dame. I'll see if I can take them. I mean, I love Notre Dame in this game. I think USC's frauds. Sure, they beat Michigan. I think Michigan's also frauds. Notre Dame, if you get them minus 6.5 is minus 176. Boost that minus 118. I think I'm going to take Notre Dame. What? Minus 6.5.
6.5.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to take that. Notre Dame by a touchdown.
Yeah.
10.5 is a bitch number, but yeah, I think Notre Dame's going to get it done.
Yep. You're pretty good with those anniversaries.
I just saw a couple TikToks on it.
Did you see yesterday?
Oh boy, was it the punt? Yeah, I blocked that out of my memory.
That's all we have. That's all we have.
God damn it. That was such a bad day.
10 years ago. Oh, dude, it was a terrible day for me. I don't remember that one any more than you. I don't even remember it live.
We were coming back. We had a game in Michigan Tech, which is in Houghton in the UP, all the way up in the thumb of the UP. Driving back, we get right to the sports complex. I'm watching on my phone. The punt happens. I launched my travel bag with my helmet, my shoulder pads, everything. I think I've told you this, but I launched the bag. My coach comes up. He's like, "Wyatt, it's okay. I know that was a tough loss because we lost to Michigan Tech." I was like, "Fuck our loss. Michigan is lost on a fucking blocked punt." And then I went home and put myself in the drying machine and started it.
Really? Yeah,
that was a good night.
Yeah, I was going through a freaking breakup that day and went over to the old ex's apartment and little party get together things. Like all of her friends were my friends, and yeah, she had her new little fling there, and I blacked out. And I just remember coming home and like chucking a blender bottle up against the wall. And then people were like, "Dude, did you see the game?" I was like, "No, I've been passed out in the freaking backyard for 3 hours. What happened?" Didn't even watch it. So yeah, that's my 10-year ago story. I was probably not feeling good today 10 years ago.
Yeah. That's probably true.
Yeah.
I'm just locking in Notre Dame on a 6.5 real quick. Okay. Another game that's went up a whole point on the spread. Another ranked game. Number 10, Tennessee at number 6, Alabama. Alabama now a 9.5 point favorite. Last time we talked about it, they were 8.5 point favorite. Over under 58.5, which is down a point since we talked about it yesterday. Don't think I'm going to bet this game. I don't have a good read.
Yep, me either. I will be watching at my Alabama buddy's house, so be rooting big for the Tide, but no bet for me.
Okay. Glad
the 8.5 does not look good on the Power 4 picks for me, but that's all right.
Did you have Tennessee?
Yep.
Yeah. It is what it is. FAU, USF. I'm seeing people on FAU. I don't really want to take a 20.5 point spread.
No.
Pitt, Syracuse. No, I am on Auburn on the money line is my last leg of my round robin. So that round robin is Michigan spread, which is a loss. Duke money line, Vandy money line, Auburn money line, Arizona State money line. So I have Auburn at home against Missouri, number 16 Missouri, also off a loss at or hosting Bama. And Auburn off a loss against Georgia, where I think they probably should have won that game. But going back to Auburn, they don't really have a great reasoning, just based on my tailing a guys round robin, who actually me and my buddy always tail this guy's round robin each week. He has Washington money line as his leg, and we changed it to Michigan spread, so we're fucked.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but he has Washington money line is his fifth and final leg. We have Michigan spread, so
Oh boy.
yeah, we're cooked. We're cooked. Do you have anything in between there before we get to Holy War?
I love Auburn. I'll be on Auburn as well. But yeah, I think Missouri could, I've mentioned it and I still don't fully know how to understand it, but they'll lose the same game twice. Theory, I could see that happening here for Missouri. They have Vanderbilt and Texas A&M on deck, so just a weird spot for them. You got to believe they really wanted that Alabama win. Hadn't beaten Alabama since 1975. I think that was a good situation for them to probably get that monkey off their back. Couldn't get it done. So yeah, I think they fall flat today. And then Auburn's lost 3 in a row, but by 7 to a good Oklahoma team, by 6 to a good Texas A&M team, by 10 to a good Georgia team. I think those teams are all quite a bit better than what Missouri is. Auburn at home, obviously you're not getting many points here. It's basically a pick 'em, but I think Auburn is probably as good as Missouri.
Yeah, I love it. I'm really hoping for what's his name, Arnold, their quarterback. I forget his first name. I was going to say Tyrion Arnold, but that's Lions.
Is it John?
It sounds
John
about right. He looks like a John. He looks like a Bo Nix. He was also at Oklahoma the year. No, yeah, maybe,
Jackson.
I don't know. Jackson. Okay, Jackson Arnold. Yeah, that sounds much better than John. That's good. That's a good name.
Yep.
Holy War. I still don't know why. I mean, I still don't know why more people I follow aren't on this game. I mean, this is screaming to me. Utah all day. I have locked in Utah. I got safe, and there's probably, God damn it, there's probably a boost out there where I could have boosted Utah money line.
I don't think there is.
Okay.
At least not pinpoint for this game. There's probably like a college football boost, but I don't think.
Yeah. Okay.
At least not that I have.
Maybe I'll check. Yeah, I'll keep looking around. But I already have Utah money line locked in at -175. It's ugly. I didn't want to get the 3.5. I didn't like, but I mean, this is clear as day to me. BYU is undefeated. They're number 15. Utah, 1 loss, who got smoked, by the way, by Texas Tech. They're 8 ranks behind. 56% of the money, or 56% of the bets coming out on BYU money line on DraftKings. 64% of the bets coming out on BYU spread on the game. Spread's still at 3.5. I mean, it could have at least moved down to 3. And it's sticking strong at 3.5. So this is as clear as day as a bet can get to me besides Duke. And it's Utah for me. And if you don't, I got safe there. Talk about no balls. I got safe and just took Utah money line, but I think they win by 7+. I don't know. Maybe BYU just has their number. BYU's won the last 2 games against Utah, but I haven't seen a spread more clear than BYU Utah. So I'm on the Utes.
Yeah, I lean the Utes, but I'll keep that one short too. That is in our Power 4 picks on YouTube right now. So if you want to go check out my reasoning behind Utah, that's up and available. But not sure if I'll play that game.
Yeah, it's a good game. I'm excited to watch. That is big noon kickoff, or the big noon show. I forget what that show is called, but that's at Provo. Cincy OK State. I'm seeing a lot of people on OK State. Don't know if I want to get involved on that. Then I'm seeing a lot of people on Florida State at Stanford, but again, don't know if I want to get involved on that one. That brings us to the end of the slate. We do not have a tuck me in Hawaii bet because they are playing at 7:30 or 7 against Colorado State. So no tuck me in bet, no Hawaii over at midnight. But do you have anything else for the college football?
No, I would lean Oklahoma State, but I have no want to put money on that team ever. Probably lean Florida State as well, but I don't know. Late game at Stanford, not super excited about that. So no, I'll probably pass on both those games as well.
Okay. And then do you want to, we'll give our best bets of college football after we touch on NHL real quick here. I haven't, to be honest, haven't even looked at the board. I can real quick, but do you have any NHL that's screaming to you today?
So I have 3 plays I'm looking at. First one is in the 3 o'clock Islanders Senators game. I actually locked this one in. I took Bo Horvat over 2.5 shots. I got it at minus 136. You can get plus money on 3.5, or I think FanDuel had like a minus 148 on 2.5. I got 136 on Bet Rivers. But Bo Horvat this season averages 5.75 shots per game. He has, let me just pull it up quick. His game log here, his shots are 7.547. So has had 4 or more in every single game. I just need him to get 3 today. So yeah, I like Bo Horvat over on shots. And then 2 I have not locked in yet, but I am intrigued by Predators Jets under 5.5. I really want a 6 in that game, but I just think the Preds are as low scoring of a team as you're going to get. I think they're going to be an under team all season. They did have a 4-7 loss to the Maple Leafs, but other than that, it's been 2-1, 2-3, 4-1, 2-3. So 4 unders, 1 over. For the Preds, you have the Jets, who are kind of an under team as well. They have Connor Hellebuck in net today, so I think they can kind of shut down the Preds. I could see the Jets winning like 3-1, 4-1. So I do like the under, but 5.5 is always a tough one to take. And then for a side, I like the Kings at like plus 125 against the Hurricanes. Canes are 4-0. Kings just 1-3-1 at LA. The line is a little bit fishy to me, but I think you have the Hurricanes, who they won at home against the Devils and Flyers. Then they've won on the road against the Sharks and Ducks. They're on a West Coast road trip right now. They have the Kings today. After that, they're at the Vegas Golden Knights, at Colorado, at Dallas, 3 of the top teams in the league. And then they're home against Vegas after that. So they have a really tough 4 games coming up. So I think they could kind of, put some effort forward into that late stretch rather than today. So I do think the price is a little bit telling here on LA. They've been disappointing out of the gate, but I think LA wins, gives Carolina their first loss.
Yeah. I'm looking at the slate. There's not anything screaming off to me, so I probably won't have any NHL, but I like your picks and reasonings for those picks as well. I do love a good shot on goal prop too. I'm a sucker for those. Was actually on Tage Thompson, kind of reverse your reasoning a little bit, but I was on Tage under shots 2 nights ago. He had 0 shots in the game. It's beautiful, but
Nice.
he had like 8-8-7, where he's like 3 first games, and his shot prop was at 3.5, and I was like, okay, what's going on here? So I took his under. He had 0.
Nice.
Hopefully that doesn't hurt you off of Bo, but yeah, I'm a sucker for a good shot. But yeah, we'll have more NHL for you guys because I do enjoy in the Wings. I gotta delete my tweet. They're is that 4 in a row for the Wings?
Yeah, all divisional, all good teams.
Yeah, I kind of threw the towel in when they lost. Who did they even lose to?
Montreal at home.
Yeah,
game 1. Yeah, I'd toss in the towel as well.
Got spanked 5-1 too.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have more NHL for you guys because I know Ethan enjoys it, and I do enjoy betting and watching it as well. MLB, we're almost into the World Series. It's probably going to be Dodgers and Seattle, most likely. And then what do we else? Oh, NFL tomorrow. We do have our NFL show out. We may or may not be live tomorrow talking through NFL, but make sure you do follow along. Before we sign off here, do you want to give your 3 best college football for the day?
Yeah, first I'll just say I do think there might be some value in the Blue Jays series price. So they're favorites tomorrow. They're at home for the last 2. Favorites tomorrow. If they win that, they're going to be a favorite on whenever they play, Monday probably. And then, if you want to come back and hedge that with Miami or Seattle, you can. But yeah, I kind of think there's probably some value on Toronto. But yeah, for my favorite bets for college football today, I will give out. These are gross. I'll give out Georgia -7. I'll give out Wisconsin plus 24.5, or at least over 24. I think there might be a 25.5 out there. And then I'm going to give out, what was the other disgusting play? Penn State +3.
Okay. God, those are gross.
So
Those are
gross.
I'll give out mine. Kind of gross, but not as bad. I'll take Vandy on the money line. I'll take Duke on the money line, and I'll take Utah on the money line.
Okay.
If you want to do 3-team parlay, go ahead. Knock yourself out. But Vandy, Duke, and Utah money lines for me. And I'm sure I'll have some bullshit loss on Michigan that I'll make sure I'll tweet out and probably tweet out throughout the game, which is very fun. But make sure you do follow us on Twitter. That's where we post most of our official plays. We do have, like I said, a bunch of shows out right now on our YouTube, Better in Green. We just had our full college football week 8 preview. That's going to be useless in about 5 hours. But make sure you get all of our game predictions there. We have our NFL show out now where we preview every single NFL game this weekend. Bobby and Ben have their UFC. We have EPL soccer. We have baseball, and we have NHL out. So make sure you guys stay tuned and follow us along in Better in Green. But Ethan, you have anything to add before we sign off for Week 8 college football?
Might be back tomorrow breaking down NFL. So if you're interested in that, check that out. But yeah, like you said, Power 4 picks will be useless here in a few hours. So we do, a lot of deeper dives into the main, all 5 of the ranked matchups. And we're both off winning weeks, I believe. Were you
500 for me, 2-2-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, 4-0-1 for me last week. So I think we're starting to see the board pretty well. So I think it would be beneficial for people to go in, watch that. It's not long. It's like, 25 minutes. You can skip along to the games that you want to hear about. I think that'd be beneficial. So check that out if you're interested. And then, yeah, might be back tomorrow talking NFL.
Yep, we appreciate it, guys. Good luck today. Enjoy your Saturday. Only a couple more college football Saturdays in regular season, which I don't even want to say, but that is true. I do have 2 Michigan games that will be consuming at Saturday, so I'm excited about that. But I appreciate you guys, and we'll see. Go green, go blue, and go. Who else do I want to root for? I got to do one more.
Go gross, ugly Big Ten.
Go gross, ugly Big Ten, and go Arizona State. Give me Arizona State money line. But I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you maybe tomorrow. If not.